going to show you guys a £3 million Facebook ad account breakdown. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to show the ad set names, the campaign names, or the business ID, but I will show you as much as I can right now. So, a bit of context. This is an e-commerce brand. They sell in the UK, the US, Europe, and also Australia. So pretty much worldwide. And I've been working with these guys since 2020. So the £3 million has been spent since then. And we have achieved a ROAS of about 4x on this spend. Now, we are also running Google ads, so the two work well together. So I just want to give that disclaimer before I get into anything. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to sort the campaigns by total amount spent. And you can see here one of the highest campaigns was a £424,000 spend. Now, a bit of context here. You'll notice that we have a lot of landing page view campaigns. And the reason why is because when we originally started, we ran purchase campaigns for top of funnel. And what happened was the cost per purchase was way too high. And as a result, we had to change the strategy. Now, most of the time when we work with an e-commerce brand, we will always optimize for purchases. But in the case that the purchase or the cost per purchase is too high, then we have to switch to a different strategy. And that strategy for this brand was landing page views. So the main concept here is that you're driving as many people as possible with a high intent to their landing page, and then we will follow up with more ads later on. So in this campaign, for example, all of these ad sets that you see, these are all driving landing page views. And you can see in this column where my mouse is what the cost per landing page view was. Our average cost per landing page view is around about 29 pence. And so we spent £225,000 here driving as many people as possible. Now, if you look at how many ad sets we have here, what I can tell you is this. We were testing different lookalike combinations. We were testing different interest combinations. We did a lot of broad stuff. We also did very specific targeting. And we're essentially just doing like a mass A/B test here. And what we found in the end was that the top ad set up here, which has 191,000 landing page views, that was a key driver. We actually saw a lot of add to carts, a lot of high intent clicks from this. And so we spent about 58k on that ad set alone. Okay, and so with the £58,000 spent on that one ad set, we tested 50 different ads here. And what we're testing is carousel, we're testing GIF, we're testing video, static image, different messaging. And that's how we got our average cost per landing page view down to 31 pence in the UK, which is actually pretty damn cheap. And the key here with testing these 50 ads is that to get that lower cost per landing page view, you do have to test so much creative. Like the way you run ads these days is all focused on the creative. It's not focused on the targeting. And so that's why we've ended up with 50 different ads. And then what you'll find is that some ads have had way more than others. So for example, this one here has had a 26 pence per landing page view, which is really cheap. And that's how we've been able to average that out at 31 pence. Now, here's where the magic happens for us. So after having all those landing page views, we start retargeting people straight away with purchase campaigns. So we're optimizing here per purchase. And so we spent about 232k in this campaign. And you can see here what our average cost per purchase was. So £24 was about, or sorry, £23 was actually the lowest, but we'd only spent 1,000. But really, it's just £24 here per purchase. And this had a really good ROI. So if I go to my master layout, the ROAS, which you will see here, give me 1 second. So the ROAS, which is here, so we got a 3x there, and that actually generated £142,000. And we spent 37k here. Now, to get that return, again, similar to landing page views, what we had to do was test as many different ads as possible. And what you're doing when you're doing that is you're trying to find what does resonate with our audience. You're giving it different angles, different variations of creative, and you will find conversions coming in. If you stick to just one ad set and 3 ads and you just keep running that and spending loads of money, you're just not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get the results that you want. So the key here for this brand and for everyone we work with is we have to keep supplying Facebook with constant fresh creative. Another thing I want to show you, which some people will disagree with this, very controversial, the frequency is pretty high. So the frequency means the number of times each person in the audience saw that ad. So over its lifetime, we're talking about 22 times for one of our top ad sets. We're even talking as high as 50 or 57 in another ad set that we spent 25k on. Now, some people will argue this is too much. We don't tend to push it this much, but there's various reasons on why we had to. But what you can see, the main thing here is that the cost per purchase stayed pretty low. I mean, the average order value here is about £100. So this was still very profitable for the brand. I also just wanted to show you the number of ads that we ran in that top ad set. So we actually ran over 50 ads here. And what you can see here are the spend. So if you look at amounts spent, this is what's really interesting. If you look at amount spent versus purchase volume, you can see how this sort of fluctuates a lot. And that's how we're able to get that £24 cost per purchase. Again, very similar to what I showed you previously in the landing page views campaign. You'll get some ads that will be like £33, others that might be like £50. But as long as we keep refreshing the creative, we keep adding more things in, taking things out, turning things on and off, we're able to average out that cost per purchase down to a number that is profitable enough. In this case, it was £24. This is a very, very good result for this campaign. Now, you might remember earlier I said that this brand sells in the US, UK, Europe, Australia. And what we've done with this ad account is we've actually ended up breaking down campaigns by country. So what we will do is we'll have a dedicated spend for the US, we'll have a dedicated spend for the UK, and vice versa. We would never really combine countries into one campaign. And that's something we don't do anyway. But what we will try and do on average is set a percentage of the daily spend between the countries that are most profitable. And then sometimes you might find, say, today the US has a really, really high CAC, but tomorrow the UK has a really high CAC. And so what we can do is we can adjust those budgets in real time and feed money into whatever country, whatever segment is performing best. Now, you'll probably realize there's like hundreds of campaigns that we've ran here in the ad account lifetime. There's a lot of testing here, but the main concept we've been doing so far is exactly what I've just shown you in this video so far. So we're doing landing page views, and we are heavily retargeting those people with about 50 pieces of creative per ad set, trying different variations of targeting, and that is how we are able to achieve a very good ROI on this type of spend. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. We also work with brands on a revenue share basis, so that means we'll take a percentage of the revenue that we generate. There's no retainers, hourly rates, fixed fees, and this is how we are performing better than a lot of the other agencies out there.